The Chicago Bears are expected to be big players in this offseason's quarterback market. Well, duh. Isn't that what you expect? Sure, but it is always nice when you hear it being confirmed. And we will talk about just that. So what is going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan and you are not subscribed to the channel, you need to do so. Please make sure you subscribe, guys. It's the best way to support me. And make sure you're following me on all my social media. Links down below. Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Reach out, ask questions. And what we're talking about today is an interesting little tidbit that I got from Twitter. That's why I was telling you to follow me on there. So let's talk about it. So where is this coming from? Jay Glazer. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. If you haven't, he's a reporter, I believe, for Fox. And he had his weekly Q&A thing he does, I guess, where he just takes a bunch of questions from fans and just answers them. And one of the questions was from a fan saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, what do you expect from the Chicago Bears in terms of, what they will do at quarterback? And then Jay Glazer basically says, and again, I'm paraphrasing here, that he expects the Chicago Bears to be big players in the quarterback market. And he even mentioned a few names, which I'll get into in a second here. But that is really where this is coming from, okay? So I don't want you guys to freak out. I don't want you guys to think, oh my God, it's happening, we're getting somebody. No, but the reason I made this video is a lot of you reached out, requested that I talk about this, kind of dissect it. And that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to do surgery on this topic, cut it open. Let's talk about really what Jay Glazer might be alluding to at a deeper level. We know, obviously, he's saying the Bears are going to go after a quarterback. We knew that. I've been telling you guys that. I literally told you guys that after the season ended. I said the Bears are going to move on from Mitchell Trubisky. There is very little doubt I have about that, and they're going to go after a big-name free agent or a big-time trade for a quarterback. Okay? This is Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace's last chance. Last stand. So they're going to go all out to get and fill that quarterback position. I told you guys this at the end of the season. So hopefully, if you guys have been sticking around, you should already know this. So Jay Glazer talked about the fact that he expects the Bears to be big players. So now I believe we have some confirmation. Okay, again, this isn't Schefter and Rappaport. I know you guys always make fun of the fact that I harp on these guys, obviously, because they're the most legitimate news sources we have. But Jay Glazer is a very good news source as well. And Jay Glazer is confirming what I've been telling you guys, which is it's happening, folks. The Bears are going all out this offseason. All right? We're not talking about just we're going to address the quarterback market. No, we're going for the big fish. We're going for Deshaun Watson. And that was the first name that he mentioned that is number one on the Bears list. I have been telling you guys this since the Deshaun Watson story broke, that I believe the Bears are going to absolutely go all out for Deshaun. Again, some of you guys were skeptical, saying this is not what the Bears are going to do. They just don't make these type of moves. Folks, when there is a level of desperation, you do things that you normally don't. And the Bears are desperate. Ryan Pace is desperate. Very desperate. All right? And this offseason is more than likely his last one if he does not address the quarterback position properly. Okay, so he mentioned Deshaun Watson as the number one option, and then number two, he mentioned Matt Stafford. And then he went on to mention a couple other names there, but they weren't obviously as significant, and guys that I don't want, like Carson Wentz. Who wants that, right? No, I'm good. So just diving a little deeper here, this number one confirms that they are going after a big-time quarterback. They're not going to be happy just getting a veteran in here. It's going to be somebody worthwhile. And if it's not, Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy are gone. It's over. Next year's their last year. So in a good way, we kind of win both the ways, right? Bears fans do, because if they find a quarterback worth keeping Pace and Nagy around, that means they did a good job and the Bears are going to be good. And if they don't, then they're out of here, which is obviously good because we want them out of here if they don't address the position. So in a way, we kind of have a win-win situation for us, but I digress. Point being is Deshaun Watson is number 1, 2, and 3 really on the list, okay? Deshaun Watson is the big fish, and Ryan Pace is going to go all out for him. Now, a couple of things make me feel good about Deshaun Watson that don't make me feel as good about Stafford and these other guys. Deshaun Watson probably would want to come out of the AFC and go to the NFC because, again, I'm not saying that would be his number one driving point in his decision, but man, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs aren't going anywhere. I mean, if I was a young quarterback, I would want to be in the NFC versus the AFC. Now, you could say Tom Brady isn't going anywhere. He's going to play till he's 50. But again, let's hope that Tom Brady is not playing longer than Patrick Mahomes. I mean, obviously, I'm kidding here. But, folks, I would rather still be in the NFC. The Chiefs are a juggernaut, right? And the Bills look good now. So that they are good, too. So Deshaun Watson should know when he's taking a look at the teams like the Jets, the Dolphins, these AFC teams, you really want to be in that conference? So that's the one thing that makes me feel good about the Bears. And the other thing, too, is I'm telling you, the Bears are more win now than the Jets are, than the Dolphins are. Like, the only thing the Bears are lacking, I believe, in terms of the acquisition of Deshaun Watson is the draft capital. We're going to have to give up a little bit more because we don't have a high draft pick like Miami, like the New York Jets. Right? And I haven't mentioned other teams. I haven't mentioned the Panthers have been a team that's been mentioned for Deshaun Watson, right? Who knows? Maybe the Saints figure out something with their cap situation. The 49ers. Point being is, I feel good about the Deshaun Watson trade more so than I do about Matt Stafford. I just don't see any way the Lions trade Matt Stafford to a team in the division, so they have to see him 2 times a year. Now, again, Brett Favre went to the Vikings. Crazier things have happened. It is what it is. But I believe the pecking order for the Bears is 1, 2, 3 Deshaun Watson, right? You keep trying for Deshaun. If it doesn't work out, then it's Matt Stafford. Again, probably not going to work out, but Matt Stafford's next on the list. And then I believe it's a tier of 3 guys. And these are the last guys. Like, if they don't get one of these 3 guys, they're done. They're done in Chicago, which is Dak Prescott, who's a free agent. Okay, Matt Ryan, who is under contract with the Falcons, but they could draft a quarterback and trade him, and Derek Carr. Like, I think those 3 would be serviceable. Again, Derek Carr isn't Deshaun, and neither is Matt Ryan or Dak Prescott, but these are all still massive upgrades. Maybe not Derek Carr, but pretty significant upgrades over Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky. And so at that point, you could see, okay, with a Matt Ryan, I could see the Bears making a run. With a Dak Prescott, I could see the Bears making a run. With a Derek Carr, yes, I could see it. So these are the last guys. After this, I mean, we're talking about the Jameis territory, the Ryan Fitzpatrick territory. I know some people are throwing out Jimmy G. I think getting Jimmy Garoppolo would be a failure. I really do think so. Like, the Jimmy Garoppolo, Sam Darnold level, it's not good enough to keep Pace and Nagy's job. That's what I mean by failure. Failure in the sense of Pace and Nagy. If we trade for Sam Darnold, if we trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, it's not good enough. Jimmy Garoppolo with this Bears team, probably not a Super Bowl contender. Same with Sam Darnold. So to me, it's Watson, and then a huge drop-off, Stafford, and then an even bigger drop-off, then it's Dak, then it's Matt Ryan, then it's Derek Carr. Now, again, I don't want to disrespect Dak Prescott because I do think he's a good quarterback. It's just the fact that he's coming off a major injury. That's the reason why he's down there. Or you could compare him to Matt Stafford because Dak Prescott is that good. So that's what I believe Jay Glazer means by big players. All right, we're going fishing, folks. Get ready. This offseason, we're going QB hunting, and we got to get that big fish. Deshaun Watson. So let's see what happens. But like I said, it's a win-win situation for Bears fans because either which way, we're going to get what we want. Either we get the big fish or we fire the fisherman in Nagy and Pace. So with that being said, let me know if you guys agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.